Well, hello there, folks. Today I wanted to quickly go over what I think is some pretty cool home audio news. When it comes to AVRs in particular, suddenly there is a new contender in the budget to what I would call middle tier, and that is JBL. Now, previously, up until now, JBL offered the JBL Synthesis line, which is their more expensive AVRs and preamp processors, like the SDR38 and SDP58. Very expensive, very feature-rich, and very powerful. So I'm guessing the Synthesis line is just kind of its own little high-end thing. But now JBL/Harman have decided to offer consumers lower budget options, which is great because more options is better for everyone. I don't want any monopolies or anything because that's when problems happen. So competition, competition, competition. I love it. So what are these JBL offerings? How might they possibly interest you as opposed to your Denons or Marantz's or Sony's, Yamahas, whatever? So let's hop online, check out some specs, see what they got. All right. With this new line, they are offering two versions of a 5.2 channel AVR, two versions of a 7.2 channel AVR, and one 9.2 channel AVR. And as we scroll through Crutchfield.com, we can see that they come in either white or black aesthetic. So let's take a look at the least expensive 5.2 channel option, the JBL MA310. And they're calling these AVRs the MA series, which stands for Modern Audio. So the JBL MA310, $399, 5.2 channel home theater receiver with Bluetooth. Now, I've suddenly jumped to the Onkyo TX SR7100, which came out not too long ago, a few months ago, I think it was, because this is a 5.2 channel home theater receiver with Dolby Atmos. So technically you could have a 3.2.2 Dolby Atmos system with your left, center, and right, and then two height channels. So basically like a wall of sound, because you don't really have anything behind you if you do a 3.2.2. And it's actually the same price as the new JBL MA310. But jumping back to the MA310, this does not actually have Dolby Atmos support. JBL wanted to keep it simple, wanted to keep costs down, giving you a basic 5.1 channel AVR system. But one thing to note about all of these new JBL MA series AVRs is that they kind of took a page from the playbook of Sonos and Sony, because look at this. The room calibration software that is built into all of these new receivers, you can do it on your phone, either Android or iOS. Your room can have a big effect on how your system sounds. JBL's Easy Set EQ calibration software offers a simple way to optimize sound for your space. Download the Easy Set EQ app available for Android and iOS and follow the step-by-step instructions. You'll need to pair your device to the receiver via Bluetooth. The built-in microphone of your iOS device can be used for calibration, but for Android users, JBL recommends using a third-party microphone sold separately for best results. I don't know why that is. I guess the microphone on your iOS device is superior somehow. But anyway, that's really cool. That's bringing AVRs into the modern age. Maybe that's why they call it Modern Audio Series, the MA series. Because instead of having to plug in some crappy disc microphone and placing it at your listening position and going through the calibration steps that way, it just does it through your phone. Now, time will tell if that actually is superior to actually having a microphone plugged into the receiver itself. But as it stands right now, I personally think that's really cool because everyone has a smartphone, so it'll be widely accessible to everyone out there. All right, the next tier in JBL's 5-channel AVRs is the MA510, which is currently $599. Now, I'm just hitting on just a few tiny points right off the bat, but I will be going into more of a comparison just a little bit later in the video, just so you know. So hang in there with me, folks. The next iteration is the MA710, the 7.2 channel home theater receiver with Dolby Atmos. It also comes with that Easy Set EQ app, and its introductory price is $799. So it looks like we're going up in price $200, at least with these lower tier ones. But then as I say that, we jump up in price just a little bit more with the HP line of MA AVRs. Not sure what HP stands for, maybe it stands for high power? But yeah, that's what's next is the MA7100 HP. Again, a 7.2 channel AVR with an introductory price of $1,199. Yes, you can do room correction with the EasySet EQ app, but the 7100 HP also offers direct live room calibration as an added expense. So it is direct live ready. And last but not least, the final iteration of this new MA series is the MA9100 HP, the 9.2 channel home theater receiver with an introductory price of $1,599. Still, you can do room correction with the EasySet EQ app. This one, of course, also has optional direct live room calibration as an added expense. And also, just to note, this is the only one that is not available right now. All the other ones I've mentioned are currently available to buy immediately, but the 9-channel is, obviously, you can see pre-order, so it's not out yet, but it will be soon. Okay, so just to make sure I'm getting all the correct information, I've gone straight to the source, comparing all the new MA receivers respectively. All right, rated power into 8 ohms, 2 channels driven. The 310 is 60 watts per channel. 510 is 75 watts per channel. 710 is 110 watts per channel. 7100, 125 watts per channel. And the 9100, 140 watts per channel. Dolby Atmos is obviously not supported on the 310 and 510 5-channel AVRs, but it is supported on the 7-channel 710 and 7100, as well as the 9-channel 9100. The base model 310 supports ARC, but not eARC, but apparently the 510 5-channel AVR does support eARC, as well as all the rest, 710, 7100, and 9100. The base model 310 is the only one that does not support HDMI 2.1, but as you can see, all of the rest do support HDMI 2.1. The base model 310 is the only one that does not support Dolby Atmos or HDR10+, but all the rest of them do support HDR10+ and Dolby Vision HDR. The 5-channel models support 4 HDMI inputs and 1 HDMI output. The 710 supports 6 HDMI inputs and 1 HDMI out, and the 7100 and 9100 support 6 HDMI inputs and 2 HDMI outputs. The base model 310 does not support Wi-Fi, but all the rest do. As far as Bluetooth is concerned, all the models can receive and play back Bluetooth coming from your phone or mobile device. And the 710 can not only receive Bluetooth, but it also supports aptX HD for higher resolution Bluetooth. And the 7100 and 9100 can not only receive, but they can also transmit to a pair of Bluetooth headphones. Digital inputs, 1 coax and 1 optical for the 310, and all the rest support 1 coax, 1 optical, 1 USB, and 1 network audio connection. The 5-channel 310 and 510 have 2 analog RCA inputs, and the rest have 2 analog RCA inputs and a moving magnet phono input for turntables. So just be aware of that if you do have a turntable and you want to connect it to your receiver. The 5-channel options have sub 1 and sub 2 pre-outs, and all the higher models have not only sub 1 and sub 2, but also zone 2. And I stated before, all of these MA series AVRs support the new EasySet EQ room calibration app. Direct Live is only available as an additional purchased license with the 7100 and the 9100. With both 5-channel options, you cannot bi-amp the front channels, but with the 710 and up, you can bi-amp. And for added aesthetics, only the 7100 and 9100 support underglow lighting, if that's your jam. And the base model 310, since it does not support HDMI 2.1, it does not support next-gen gaming features like auto-low latency, etc. But all the rest that support HDMI 2.1 do in fact support next-gen gaming features. So that about wraps it up, folks. I just wanted to give you the news, let you know that JBL has finally gotten into the ring when it comes to lower tier budget AVR options, which again, I am here for it. I love options. I want there to be more options. There has to be competition in the home theater sector. I still think that Onkyo SR7100 is better when it comes to your lowest tier 5-channel AVR because it's $399. It costs the same as the new MA310, but it supports Dolby Atmos if you really wanted to have that wall of sound. So at $399 for the MA310, it's a little pricey, I think. But then again, you've got that Easy Set EQ room calibration app. So maybe that's why they thought they could get away with a $399 price tag, ushering them into the modern era with the ability to just do room calibration with your phone. I mean, I make this gesture, thinking of Sonos, how you have to do that, but maybe you don't have to do that. Maybe you just have to kind of hold it towards the TV like you do with Sony room calibration, maybe. But yeah, just wanted to give you that rundown, let you know that they're out there now. I mean, except for the 9100, you can pre-order it now, but I'm glad that JBL is now a name that is part of the conversation when it comes to budget tier AVRs. All right, now it's your turn. What do you think about this new JBL MA series of AVRs? Has it piqued your interest? Is it something that you're now leaning towards? Is that new Easy Set EQ room calibration app something that is making you consider it over its Denon or Marantz or Sony counterparts? Yeah, dude, let's have a conversation in the comments below. So with that, this world is crazy as it is already, so it only makes sense to be kind to one another out there. Don't just watch TV and movies, experience them, possibly with a new JBL MA series AVR. And of course, always be listening.